funny going there and seeing Joe every day. It's funny seeing him because at price I'm like, wow, I'm really with Joe Flacco right now. Like
January Joe was that dude. We've done plenty of videos about Shedeur Sanders, but in some of those videos, I like to sneak in things about his Browns teammate. And one person that needs to be highlighted is Mr. January Joe. Joe Flacco is probably one of the most well-respected people still in the league. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's won any Walter Payton year awards, but no one has had anything negative to say about old January Joe. You can say he's not elite. You can say he's only elite in that one playoff run, but what you can't say is that he's not a Super Bowl champion. He's not an FCS college football legend, and that he's not a comeback player of the year, and that he's not inspiring and uplifting, and it's going to clearly be a wealth of knowledge for this large and complicated Browns quarterback room. So today what we're going to do is hear from, guess who? Shedeur Sanders, as he praises Joe Flacco, as he puts it out. A lot of people try to, pit them together and all this competition. But like I said in my other video, hey man, I'm not sure if you want to be specifically, when you talk about Shedeur Sanders, skill set, there's not a lot more quarterbacks that you would want than Joe Flacco to be in the same room with, mostly because of his experience and age, right? And him being able to do things and sustain his career for a long time. If you want to learn how to stay in the league, you better ask January Joe now. You better ask that Super Bowl champion. So let's hear it from Shedeur Sanders. We're also going to hear from Browns legend Joe Thomas, who also had some nice things to say about Shedeur Sanders and a few more things. And then we're going to give you some accolades, just in case y'all don't know. Me being a Texans fan, I had to watch a lot of our hopes be crushed by what January Joe did. That boy was lethal. That boy was nice. I don't think we played them. We'll get deeper into it before we go too far. But he's definitely messed up some of our seeding, messed up some of my Arian Foster years, Andre Johnson year playoff run, DeAndre Hopkins years. But let's hear it from Shedeur Sanders on January Joe. Let's get it.
What are you one of one in that quarterback room?
I'll say we all different characters. It's funny going there and seeing Joe every day.
Flacco?
Yes.
Tell me.
It's funny seeing him because at price I'm like, wow, I'm really with Joe Flacco right now. Like, we're on the same team.
Yeah.
So like that's cool. And then of course with Kenny, the experience he had being in the league for these years, it's cool. Like just seeing the process of it. And Deshaun, of course, he's active in there. He's in all the meetings, so it's cool.
I'm sorry, I had to stop it because of the copyright music, so we'll stop occasionally.
You two talking about?
We're just gonna stop it occasionally. I want to speak on what he said because I appreciate the fact that he doesn't just say, "Oh yeah, Joe Flacco is great," but hey, Kenny Pickett has experience, right? Deshaun Watson's in there doing work. Now, Browns fans don't like when you talk about Deshaun Watson. I'm gonna stay away from Deshaun Watson. But the fact that he has not just glowing things to say about Joe Flacco, but hey, there's again, this person that y'all try to paint Shedeur Sanders as clearly is not reciprocated here because he is, treasuring, highlighting a lot of people and a lot of things that a lot of people have negative things to say. He's taken out of his time to be like, hey, these guys are only been a supportive nature for me,
Talking to him.
Does Flacco talk to you about anything non-football related? Like, what are you two talking about? Like, clearly you get a kick out of Flacco. I want to know why.
Yeah.
Why do you get a kick out of Flacco?
It's just so funny that we all been there. We're on the same team. That's why it's like so funny. It's just like, geez.
Does he give you any advice?
Of course.
Yes, sir.
Everybody's cool in the room. Like,
Yeah.
Outside the room, try to put us against each other, but like inside the room, like we know we won.
Yeah, there we go. And I hope that don't get copyrighted. But hey, basically to summarize what he said, just in case that does get copyrighted, I got to cut that out. He was asked about some of the things and you could see him like light up when he's talking about Joe Flacco. He's just like, man, I can't believe that I'm on the same team as Joe Flacco. Like, hey, that boy been doing it for a long time. I think Shedeur is younger than me, not to age myself. I believe he's younger than me. So he grew up watching them 2012 days, them 2010 days. Like, January Joe was that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was only elite in certain occasions, right? Elite Joe Flacco, as they like to say it. But at the end of the day, when you're in the league that long, when you have a Super Bowl, when you play in one of the most iconic Super Bowls of all time, I forgot what the number was, but y'all know, versus Colin Kaepernick, lights went out, and then, they come back and do their thing. Ray Lewis gets to walk off as a Super Bowl champion. So I think it cannot be understated the great value that Joe Flacco adds to any quarterback room, not just the one that Shedeur's in, but absolutely in every single one that you would ever give him. So with that being said, let's hear what some NFL legends, as well as some hosts and some radio, have to think about Joe Flacco's potentially starting. A lot of people predict him to be the #1 overall coming into week 1 just because of tenure, right? He's been there before. He's a Kevin Stefanski guy, gets the ball out, does what he needs to get it done, plenty of knowledge, and it would make sense that, either the offensive lineman or those people or any of the young guys would have a bit of comfortability with Joe Flacco taking snaps. So let's hear it here first.
How do you handicap that 4-quarterback race in Cleveland right now, which includes Shedeur, Sanders? Who do you think is going to be their week 1 starter?
I think it's going to be the veteran. I think Cleveland has been through a lot, right? A lot of ups and downs. They promised Myles Garrett that they would start competing in the postseason and playing well. I don't know that you could look Myles Garrett in the eye and say that, yeah, we're going to put our best foot forward with a rookie quarterback in the AFC North division that could have Aaron Rodgers and that already has Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson.
So there's a lot of competition out there, right? So this not only speaking to some of the comfortability and maybe the familiarity that Joe Flacco has, not just in the league, but specifically in the Browns organization, right? But then you take that to the next step, to his point, right? The competition that we're talking about. We're not just talking about, okay, maybe Shedeur Sanders has more talent, or maybe Dylan Gabriel has more talent. Maybe if you think that, however you think that, the talent-wise goes, the game of the NFL, if you've been watching long enough, it's not just about talent. Talent you got to have, but that secondary knowledge that, a lot of older people, a lot of Tom Brady starts to do that. You see LeBron James taking advantage of. People talk about the mind as that starts to age too. You play a different game, right? With that different game comes a whole wealth of knowledge, and I believe it comes a really large viability and adaptability, right? Specifically when you talk about his different tenures. Now, the Colts times apparently wasn't that great. Apparently the Colt outing wasn't good. And as a Texans fan, appreciate you. Hey, I appreciate you. But again, just for I'm safe with this, it would just make the most sense that the person who has taken snaps as a Brown, he's the only person on that team that has taken snaps as a Brown. Whoa, besides Deshaun Watson. But we don't even know what's going on there. Besides Deshaun Watson, he's the only person that's taken snaps as a Brown. It would make sense for him to be out there week 1. Let's see what legendary Browns Hall of Famer, future football Hall of Famer, one of the greatest offensive linemen to ever do it. Is he not already NFL Hall of Famer? If he's not, he should be. Joe Thomas, the model of success, the model of discipline and elite technique out there with the Browns. This is what he has to say about Joe Flacco starting.
As a vet in the locker room, are you leaning Joe because of his experience and what he can give you, or are you like, okay, let's roll with one of these young guys? I guess, like, is your mindset different if you're a Joel Bitonio in the locker room, who's getting towards the end of his career?
I think all the offensive linemen are hoping, and I think they're expecting Joe Flacco to be the starter because, he's still got the arm, right? He's got that big, powerful arm. He may not have the legs that he used to have, not that he was ever a scrambler, but he's not going to get out and escape the rush and gain yards with his legs. But, he's playing in Kevin Stefanski's system for I don't know how many years now in his career. So he knows what he's supposed to be getting done, reading the ball down the field, reading the coverage, getting the ball out on time. He understands where he's supposed to be in the pocket. He's not going to have any communication issues on the line of scrimmage when they're re-IDing protections or the run game. And so it puts your mind at ease as an offensive lineman to be able to have a veteran back there that's just getting everything organized, right? You need that coach on the field because they're in charge of so much communication and decision-making from the time that the huddle is broke until the time is snapped. And you really want that guy who can be that calm, who can be that communicator, who can be that field general at quarterback. Otherwise, it puts a lot more on your plate. And a lot of times the coaches don't want to put a lot of that on the offensive line's plate because they want the quarterback to do it, because it's a lot harder for the O-line to communicate to the quarterback, to communicate to the running back, and then communicate to the pass catchers. It's a lot easier when the quarterback just communicates to everybody at once. And so for the most part, the quarterback's got to be that guy that dictates exactly what's going to happen up front. And I think with Joe Flacco, he gives you the best chance to win from day one, especially considering the offense that the Browns are going to be probably employing a little bit this year, which is that old school Kevin Stefanski under center, play action, outside zone, pin pull type run game. And I think that fits with a veteran quarterback like Joe Flacco. Now, that's not to say that one of these young guys could come in and wow everybody and blow them away. And throughout the course of the season, as those young guys get more experience and more reps and more opportunity to prove that they can be the dude, I think there's a chance that there is a quarterback change that does get made, but I think it's too early to say who else could be that leader in the clubhouse after Flacco really starts as that starter.
Yeah, so, to his point, right? And this is a very poignant point that somebody who's clearly not biased in any way says, if you want accuracy, look at Aaron Rodgers. If you want mobility, look at Lamar Jackson. If you want crazy potential, look at Joe Burrow. If you want a cannon, look at Patty Mahomes. But if you want them all, January Joe Flacco. Gosh darn it, man, that boy was great in 2012. But no, in all seriousness, the thing that he kind of confirmed that I was talking about is like it's not really about on the field as much as it's about experience, not only on the field, but again, he's a Kevin Stefanski guy, been running Kevin Stefanski offenses throughout his career. And also he's just like, if you were to draw up what you need in a Kevin Stefanski offense, a point and shoot, hey, get the ball where it needs to be, put it in the hands of the playmakers to make it happen, that play action, that whatever not a lot of mistakes, but I'm not going to ask you to paint a Mona Lisa every time you get that ball back there. I think it's going to be eliteness there. And I just want to make sure that we understand, because we do have a little press conference from Joe Flacco as he rejoined the Browns, but I just want to make sure we get to the history of what this man can do. Again, 2012 NFL Super Bowl MVP, obviously Super Bowl champion, right? 2023 AP Comeback Player of the Year. I thought he was the Offensive Player of the Year when I was looking it up, but I couldn't find anything to confirm that. But I mean, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Offensive Player Rookie of the Year too in 2008. But 16 years ago, the Ravens drafted Joe Flacco with the number 18 overall selection in 2008. He played 11 seasons in Baltimore, throwing just in Baltimore 38,245 yards, 212 touchdowns on his way to an elite career that includes an elite Super Bowl run. Again, why did they call him January Joe? Because in the regular season, he did some good things. He was always good, decent, great, got enough wins. But this 2012, this run right here, this had people calling Joe Flacco elite Joe Flacco. 4 games, obviously 4-0, on his way to the Super Bowl, 1,140 yards, 11 touchdowns, 8.7 touchdown percentage, 0 interceptions thrown. 0 interceptions thrown. I mean, long of 70 yards, 117 QBR. He took 6 sacks. I don't even know what else you want to say. Absolutely, I don't think you can draw up a better playoff performance. Maybe except that Nick Foles performance when he just pulled that out of his, you know what I'm saying? But this is where the January Joe moniker came from. Now, I don't think it really popped up anymore, as you can see, because that's the last real time in 2014. 2 games. 1-1, 46 for 74, 62% completion, higher completion percentage. Wow, 551 yards. That's not bad. 6 touchdowns. Never mind. Hold up. January Joe was still kind of doing it now. The interception ratio was bad, but hey, man, he still does what he does, what he needs to do. Last time in Cleveland in 2023, what did he do in the playoffs? He did lose, but 34 for. My God, y'all made Joe Flacco throw 46 pass attempts. What is wrong with the Browns, God? Y'all made Joe Flacco at like 57 years old throw 46 pass attempts in a playoff game. Wow. That's absurd. 307 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions, Joe. Oh no, Joe. Oh no, Joe. So maybe January Joe is gone, but it does not mean that all of his accolades and all the great things that he's done throughout his athletic career cannot amount to positive things. And let me take you all the way back to high school. Two-time New Jersey all Group 2 selection in football at Osborne High School. 2-time All-South Jersey player. 2-time first team All Colonial Conference. Osborne's Colonial Conference Athlete of the Year. South Jersey Touchdown Club Offensive Back of the Year. South Jersey Touchdown Club first team All-American Warrior Post Scholar Athlete. That boy had a noggin on him. Brooks Irvine Offensive Scholar Athlete of the Year. 3-year starter at the quarterback for Auburn since gosh darn sophomore through for 5,137 career yards, including 2,020 as a senior. That's hilarious. Career passing yardage, total ranked 4th in South Jersey history. Set a single game South Jersey record with 471 passing yards in one game. Super Prep All Northeast team posted the number 33 prospect in New Jersey by Super Prep, rated one of the nation's top 40 pro-style quarterbacks by Rivals 100. At Delaware, the FCS legend was an All-American candidate and nominee for the Walter Payton Award as the top offensive player in FCS football. Strong National Football League prospect who will draw professional scouts at Delaware games this fall. Has great size at 6'6", 230, and has one of the strongest arms of any quarterback in the nation. This is how they were talking about January Joe, man. Tallest quarterback in school history. 1 inch taller than All-American and former NFL player Scott Burner, 1978. Solid runner who has the speed to move out. They used to say January Joe has some wiggle to him. Okay, all right. That boy said, hey, I can get around these edges too. Don't play about January Joe. He can get out that pocket too. He get out that pocket. That boy 6'6", running around like Vince Young. A great demeanor on and off the field. Talented drop back passer who will team with 9 other returning starters to give Delaware one of the most proficient offensive attacks in history of the school. Delaware legend, Jersey athletic legend. And I really have to say, January Joe is here to inspire. What did he have to say? We're going to listen to a little bit of this, and then we're going to get up out of here. Actually, it's completely glitched, and it's not working anymore. So don't worry about it. We will listen to Joe Flacco another time. If you're that locked into Joe Flacco videos, we'll give you more. I really appreciate y'all rocking with this video. Cannot thank y'all enough for the support for these recent videos, man. It's been phenomenal stuff. Please comment down below if there's any type of content you want me to cover or do or execute on. Did I appreciate y'all enough? Because I appreciate you again. Thank you so much. Please like this video if you like it. Dislike it if you don't like it. Subscribe if you enjoy football content of all shapes and sizes. You're great. So keep being great. Don't stop till you get enough. We'll see you next time. Peace.